beginning, you know, I have always known there are two ways you can live your life. And now that I have grown, I've not once yet regretted the choice that I had made to walk the path of light and walk it unafraid. Time had traveled quickly, and my light had grown more bright, and soon I saw the roads divide to the left and to the right. This was more confusing, a division in the roads than what I'd seen before me. Straight ahead I saw three roads. One leads to
This is essentially what we've got left for water. So if you found this, you could get drinking water by finding a good spot in the sand or the rocks and digging down. I mean, you don't want to drink this nasty stuff, but it's just been sitting out here. But you could dig down and basically dig a shallow well. This is false indigo after the flowers have left. So these little seed pods are what's left, and that can be ground up into food. As is the false indigo pods. The seeds are, I don't know, maybe a little less strong or bitter than the green juniper berries. Maybe a little more palatable. There's just so much false indigo here. I think it'd be foolish not to take advantage of it if you're out here. You could just pull these off, and to show you, all these seeds would fall off. You could fill up a container and this may not look like it, but it's an oak tree, and these little miniature things are acorns that are growing. So by the fall, this thing will be filled with little tiny ripe acorns, which is great fall food. So is juniper. You can grind up juniper, or not grind it up, just put it in a container and leave it, and just pound it up later when you want it. And it'll store all the way through winter. It'll store through next year. One of the really cool things about a juniper forest like this one, you'd really never run out of food. You'd just get sick and tired of eating the same food all the time. All this natural stone windbreak and shelter and stuff, it just seems ridiculous to me that anybody could come out here and be, it starts raining, and, like get drenched or something. But honestly, you just go along the rocks. Now I'm on the other side of the wash from where I was before. If I look out the wash that way, now I'm facing south instead of north, depending on which way the wind is blowing when it's raining. Cats and dogs. You've got a break, and you just walk along the cliffs, and eventually you'll get to some overhang like where I slept last night, and there's just kind of no excuse, as far as I can tell, to freeze or be out in the cold or whatever. You don't really need a tent, you just need common sense. This would be a pretty natural place to build a shelter if you're going to, because straight down there is the dry riverbed, but there's water underneath the sand and rocks. Can use this tree to put, I mean, you've got poles from the trees here anyway that you can use for rafters and whatever. And you've got basically on 3 sides of you natural rock walls. The ground is pretty comfy, grassy, all except for that cactus there. It's a natural windbreak from all directions except for from the south. These fragments of dead crawdads and whatever tell me that somewhere upriver there's probably a creek or something that flows all the time. So, I mean, there would have to be, because these things wouldn't be alive otherwise. So even though there's no water here, if you walked upstream far enough, you'd find a river, a creek, something where crawdads can flourish all the time. You know what this is? Just some funny looking piece of wood. Oh my goodness, there's actually dew here. I haven't seen that since living in Washington or something. This is good clean drinking water. You just have to collect it on a cloth in a place where the grass gets really dewy in the morning. You could wrap a handkerchief or something around your ankles and walk through the grass and just saturate it, and just squeeze the water out of the handkerchief. You know, if there was some other cloth that you had that absorbs water really well, like a clean sock, not on your foot but around your ankle. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. In this whole area here, it's like a garden. I mean, you just come down here and just gather up leaves and throw them in a pot and never grow hungry. Well, until everything dies and winter comes, but then you got all that other stuff too. Acorns and junipers, and elk droppings everywhere here. If you were into hunting, this would be a great place.
They gave their lives so we could see a better day. So they promised free religion and free press, freedom to wear guns, so we could protect frontiers. Our wives, our daughters, and our sons. Sunny day, and some people were quite certain they'd found a better way. Since we're prone to abuse our freedom, be it as it may, thrown our freedoms away. Democracy has served us right at the polls. Tyranny's well here, and we've done more damage to ourselves than our motherland, Great Britain, ever did. Pursue our dreams when we were free. I've heard we could go anywhere when we were free. I've heard we could do anything when we were free. But still I can't remember when we were free.
So anyway, this was supposed to be a short road trip, but you know, I've made it all the way to Spokane, Washington. No, this is Flagstaff.
Did we know the treasure we had there within our hands when we were free? Did we then appreciate the price we had to pay when we were free? Did we know how hard it was to keep what we had when we were free? When we were free. And still just for the life of me, I can't remember